Good morning. So nice to see so many of you here this morning. We're definitely going to address the lower back and the shoulders today, just from this continued sitting and the stress that accumulates down here in the root chakra sometimes when things are not easily predictable about the future and we might feel a little unsteady. So we're going to start this morning on the back. And you can start in a bridge prep pose. Roll onto one shoulder, tuck the other shoulder in, and then do the same thing on the other side. And then go ahead and extend the left leg, interlace the hands behind the right thigh, and just start by stretching that foot, pointing the foot towards the ceiling, and then towards the face. And you can do this with the breath. So inhale, find your edge, and then exhale, draw the toes back towards the face. So even in this really subtle movement, we're connecting into the lower back. All these muscles that run from the lower back and then down through the pelvis, connecting into the muscles of the leg. So just go ahead and take a few more like this. Exhaling, pointing the feet towards the face. Inhaling, pointing the toes towards the ceiling. And then we'll release, just draw a little circle with the toes on the ceiling. And then pause, take the circle the opposite direction. And then we're going to draw the right knee in towards us, expelling the wind. Draw the knee towards the right armpit. On each exhalation, see if you can draw it in a little deeper. On the inhalation, it might come a little bit away from you. That's great. And then just on the exhalation, so you might even get a little pulsing there with the breath. As you inhale, the knee floats away. As you exhale, use the arm muscles to draw it a little closer in. So you can find 3 more breaths here. And then you're going to release the interlace of the fingers. Keep the knee bent about 90 degrees and bring your hands down as low as you can onto the thigh. If it's a little bit hard to reach, just grab a strap or a belt. And then we're going to flex the toes and feet, both feet. And it's if you're pressing the right leg into a wall, and as well as the left foot, but the right leg is bent 90 degrees. And you're just using your arms to hold it there and then pressing the foot away from you. See if you can find 3 more breaths like that. So you're really active in the leg. The arms are just holding everything in place. One more breath. And then release the right leg back towards you. Bend the left knee. Coming into cobbler or figure 4, put the right ankle over the left thigh. Take the hands and the heel of the hands and just press into the thigh bones just for a moment, just about 20%, not even very much effort here. Just giving a little bit of feedback, opening up the joint, the space in the joint just a bit. And then you can release, reach inside the triangle and around the left leg. Perhaps you want to rock yourself a little bit back and forth to bring the lower back onto the mat. And then coming into cobbler or figure 4, just relax the left foot, but flex the right foot. So you're protecting the right knee, and then you're just going to draw that left thigh towards you. On each exhalation, just use the arm muscles to draw the left thigh towards you. Right elbow into the right thigh, pushing it away. See if you can find 3 more breaths like this. And then we're going to release the interlace the fingers, but keep the legs exactly as they are. Place the left foot onto the mat. Bring the arms out to the side. Take a full breath in, and as you exhale, we're just going to let the knees come over to the left so that the right knee is pointed towards the ceiling, right foot is on the mat or the floor. And then you can press into the arm bones, lift the shoulders a little bit and see if you can get them more evenly on the mat. So we want that right shoulder down towards the mat. And then we're just gonna close out the eyes for a moment. Working in this twist with the breath. Take a full breath in. Notice where there's tightness in the body. Exhale it out. Release to gravity. And then even with the eyes closed, you can take the eyeballs to look towards the right. And see if you can open the head up towards the right. Don't push it there, just allow it. Look first towards the right and then see, watch the head follow the eyes. With each breath, just releasing any tension in the body to gravity. One more full breath in, full breath out. And then if you've looked to the right, go ahead and roll the head back towards the ceiling. Roll the legs back up. Take both knees bent, rock a little side to side. Palms on top of the kneecaps, and just take a big circle with the knees in both directions, or both knees in the same direction. And then as the knees come towards the chest, just pause there a moment and take the knees the opposite direction. And then squeeze the knees in, rock a little side to side, really get that lower back walked out. So as I'm rocking the hips, I'm actually making space in the lower back. So it's by walking the hips a little bit towards the far end of the mat. And then go ahead, keep a hold of the left leg, let the right leg extend out. Interlace the hands behind the left thigh. And then same thing we did on the other side with the breath, pointing the toes towards the ceiling. And then bringing the toes to point towards the face. On the inhale, pointing towards the ceiling. On the exhale, flexing the foot to point towards the face. Go ahead and find 3 more like that. And then we'll just take and draw a little circle on the ceiling. Pause, take the circle the other direction. And then go ahead and bend that left knee. Interlace the hands over the shin, expelling the wind on the other side. So you can draw the left knee towards the left armpit. And perhaps on the breath in, you feel the knee moves away from you a little bit. So you might just be holding, or you might be making a few little pulsing actions here. So here you're opening up the hip flexors, but you're also giving the organs a little massage. Go ahead and find just a few more breaths here. And then we're going to change the interlace of the hands to come behind the lower thigh, as low as you can get it, grab a belt if you need, and then flex that left foot, push it away, flex the right foot, as if you're stepping into a wall. And just stay there for 5 breaths with that active stretch, pushing the foot away, but also holding the leg with the hands. So opening up that little tiny piriformis muscle that gets really tight in the back sometimes. 2 more breaths. And then we're going to go ahead and keep the left knee bent. Bend the right leg so the right foot is on the floor. Place the left ankle on top of the right thigh. Take a moment and just with the heels of the hands, press the femur bones away. Again, just making a little bit of space in the hip joint. So it doesn't need to be a really big push. It can just be just a little sensory feedback here, about 20% of your effort. And then we're going to draw the right leg towards us. Left foot stays exactly where it is. Rock a little side to side. Interlace the hands behind the right thigh. And then draw that right thigh towards you. So the right foot is relaxed, the left foot stays gently flexed. Use the left elbow to open up the left thigh. And then draw that right thigh towards you. Two more breaths here. Perfect. Let the right foot come back down to the mat. Arms out on either side. And then just roll that full contraption of the legs over to the right. Press into the arm bones, lift the shoulders, get the shoulders more evenly on the mat. Take a few breaths here, using the breath to unwind the body. Exhaling out anywhere it's tight, and then go ahead and look with the eyes. You can close the eyes off, but underneath the eyelids, start looking towards the left. And see if the head wants to open up, the neck wants to open up towards the left side. Just a few more breaths here. Use the breath to unwind the body. And then if you've brought the head to look towards the left, go ahead and inhale back up towards center. And then draw the legs back up. Unwind the legs. One hand to each kneecap. Roll out a little bit. And then this time we're going to bring the knees towards us. And then out. And then back together. So you're sort of rowing a boat. And then the next time the knees come toward the chest, pause there. And then press the knees away from you, still together, let them come apart, and then draw them back in. And then we'll bring the fingertips to the back of the thighs, and just roll from the tailbone to the shoulders. If you have a big flat spot in the back, with the flat tire, see if you can stay there and round that spot, so that the movement becomes smooth, fluid, and you can feel the whole spine on the mat. And then see if you can find that balancing point. Flex the feet. You can stay here in boat pose with the fingers behind the thighs. Draw the belly button in, or you can start to release the feet out away from you, but keep them about eye level, face level. You don't want to bring them up higher than that. And if you want something spicier, you can exhale down and inhale up. 3 more breaths here. Draw the belly button towards the spine. Awesome. Cross the legs. Coming up into your tabletop. Once you're in tabletop, you can start by just taking the hips in a big circle. Take the circle the other direction. And back to the tabletop. Tuck the toes. And we're just going to press back into the feet. You can take it as a bounce, or you can just press gently. And if you feel those little baby toes not all the way tucked, you can just reach back, grab a hold of them. 2 more like this, just pressing in, opening up the feet. And then this next time we're gonna come back and walk the hands back and find toe pose. So if this isn't comfortable, just flip the toes so you're in hero's pose. Otherwise, stay here in toe pose. We're gonna take a little pranic bath here. Hero's pose is fine if it's too much on the feet. Either way your legs are, bring the hands in front of you as if you're scooping something up and pouring it over you. Backs of the hands roll together, get nice and tall, and then you got your little sun ray fingers coming back down where you started. See if you can find 2 more. Inhale, opening up those shoulders, bright fingers. Last one. Come all the way back down. Bring yourself back into your tabletop. Untuck the feet and just tap out the toes. Take a full breath in, full breath out. Another full breath in, and on your next exhale, find your cat pose, untuck the toes, and then as you're still exhaling, push yourself back into child's pose, expel all the stale air. On the inhale, coming forward through tabletop, tucking the toes, looking forward in cow. Just a few rounds like that. Untuck the toes, find cat, press into the organs, round the back, release the crown of the head. Exhaling, press back into child's pose. When there's no more air to expel, then coming forward into cow. Drawing the shoulder blades together, tuck the toes. 1 more like that. Exhale, cat, child's pose. Inhaling forward into cow, tuck the toes. On the next exhale, we're going to move into downward dog, pressing into the fingers and knuckles between the fingers, taking the knees deeply bent to start, and then go ahead and bring one heel toward the mat. Take a full breath in, full breath out, and then lift that heel, other heel toward the mat. Full breath in, full breath out, and then go ahead and walk your dog out any way that feels nice. And then find a moment of stillness in downward dog. On an inhale, let the right leg float up, bend the right knee. Take a big, slow circle with the knee, as big as you can make it. And then as the thighs come together, pause there. Take the circle the opposite direction. And then the next time the thighs come together, pause there. You're gonna step the right foot forward to find your low lunge. Toes, back toes can be tucked or untucked. Check that your knee isn't going over your foot. And then inhale the hands up. Take a full breath in, and we're gonna exhale and open the arms toward, looking towards the right. So taking a little twist here, but open arms. Full breath in, full breath out. One more, full breath in. Keep those fingers bright. And then on an inhale, coming all the way back up, straighten the front leg, coming over into our Hanuman prep, our half splits. Go ahead and you can keep this right knee a little soft, leg is straight, right toes are pointed towards the ceiling, and try not to round the back here, but actually extend the heart towards the kneecap, extend the crown of the head towards the toes. One more full breath in, full breath out. And then you can bend the right knee, hands back to frame the foot, step back into plank. Take an extra breath in plank for strength. And then you can lower the knees, place the chest and chin between the hands. Roll up into a little cobra. And then we'll exhale back. Downward dog. Remember, you can take any movement here in dog. So allow yourself to walk it out. One heel up, one heel down. And then just see if you can find a moment of stillness. Both heels energetically coming down to the mat. Maybe they don't reach. That's okay. And then on your next inhale, left foot comes up, bend the left knee. Take the knee in a big circle. Pause as the thighs come together. Take the circle the opposite direction. And then we're gonna bring the thighs together, step the left foot through, right knee on the mat, right toes can be tucked or untucked. Find your foundation and then inhale your arms up. Full breath in, full breath out. And then we're gonna turn to the left, open up the arms. Full breath in, full breath out. Awesome, turning back towards the front, back into our low lunge. Go ahead and straighten that left leg. And then just drawing the heart towards the kneecap. Keep extending the crown of the head, the same direction as the foot, not down towards the foot, but away from you, towards the foot. One more full breath in, full breath out. And then bend the left knee, walk the hands forward, frame the foot, stepping back into your plank. Extra breath in plank. You can chaturanga, or you can stay with me to bring the knees down, still keeping a straight line, and then chest and chin to the mat, rolling forward into cobra. Exhaling back, this time into tabletop. Go ahead and take a hip circle here in tabletop. Take the hip circle the other direction. And then we're going to thread the needle. So inhale the right arm up. Take a big circle with the right arm. Take the circle the opposite direction. And then right arm towards the ceiling. Look towards that hand. And then we're going to watch that hand come back around underneath the left armpit. Keep reaching until you can bring the right shoulder onto the mat. Left hand in front of the face. Press into the left hand. Bring the weight onto the shoulder. And then today, let's bring that left hand up alongside the head. So we're going to open up here in the armpit area. And you can keep the right side of the head on the mat, or you can turn and bring the forehead. We'll stay here for 5 breaths. If you've turned the head towards the forehead, go ahead and bring the right side of the head back onto the mat. And the left hand back in front of the face, press in, and then go ahead and roll that right arm out again. Same thing, other side. Bring the right hand to the mat, and then lift the left hand towards the ceiling. Take a big circle with the left arm. Pause, take the circle the opposite direction. And then watch that left hand as you bring it down through the right armpit. Right hand in front of the head. Face. Press into the right hand. Bring the weight onto the shoulders. And then when you feel ready, you can extend that right hand alongside the ear, the right arm bone alongside the head. And then check it out at how it feels to turn and bring the forehead onto the mat, or to keep the left temple on the mat. Yogi's choice. And if you have the forehead on the mat, go ahead and turn so the left temple is back in front of on the mat. Bring the right hand in front of the face. Press yourself up and roll out that left arm. Both hands back to the mat and tabletop. Take a full breath in. Untuck the toes. Coming in towards cat. Press yourself back into child's pose. Expel all the stale air. When you're ready to inhale, come forward into cow. Tuck the toes. And then pressing back in a downward dog. First with the knees deeply bent, so you're in a little puppy pose variation. And then go ahead and extend. Walk your dog. Whatever feels nice here. Taking any movement for a few breaths. And then finding 1 breath of stillness. On the next inhale, we'll lift the right leg up. On the exhale, bring the right knee to the right elbow. Inhale, extend. Exhale, right knee to the left elbow. Inhale, extend. Draw the knee towards the nose. Take a full breath in, full breath out. And then place the right foot between the hands, coming into a high lunge here. So pressing into both feet, finding your foundation, and then lifting up. Make sure that your back leg is active, so as if you're pressing into something with the back heel. One more full breath in. On the next exhale, turning towards the right, opening up the arms, finding that twist. Keep the fingers bright. Everything's coming from the heart. Looking good. One more full breath in, full breath out. Good, and then untwist yourself, find your high lunge. We're gonna bring the chest and belly over that front knee. Bring all the way down to the front foot, step the back foot forward, straighten the knees, and find a little pyramid pose here. So just allowing the torso and the head to just be like water pouring over that front leg. And then soften the front knee, step both feet back into plank. You can chaturanga by just bringing the body down and then through upward dog, or you can stay with knees, chest, chin, all meeting in downward dog. And remember, you can take any movement here in dog for the first few breaths, and then just find 1 or 2 breaths of stillness. On the next inhale, let the left foot float up towards the ceiling. On the exhale, left foot kisses the left elbow, left knee. Left knee, right elbow. Extending back on the inhale, this time bringing the knee towards the nose. Take a full breath in, full breath out. And then place the foot on the mat. Coming back into our high lunge, so take your feet perhaps a little wider than you think you need to. Pressing into the back heel as if you have a wall back there, and then inhaling up high lunge. And on an exhale, we're going to twist to the left, open up the arms. Just a few more breaths here. Nice and open, fingertips open like little sunbeams. One more breath. And then draw yourself back up. Bring the chest towards the front thigh, hands onto the mat. Step the back foot forward just a little bit and then straighten the front leg, pyramid pose. So as if this torso and head are just pouring over the front leg like a waterfall. One more breath here. And then center your hands back. Find your way back into plank. This time we're going to lower ourselves all the way down to the mat in the count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Walk the feet out so you feel like everything is neutral in the spine. And then arms out to either side. We're going to take a shoulder opener the other way. So walk the right fingertips out, roll onto the right side body. You can bend the left knee. If that doesn't feel available, just keep the legs stacked with the knees bent. If there's any strain in the head, bring a block underneath the head. And then you can open up that left arm, or you can bend the left hand, bring it to the back of the sacrum. Three more breaths here. And then go ahead and release the left hand back in front of the face. Draw the legs together onto the belly. Rock a little side to side. We'll take the same thing on the other side. So this time rolling onto the left. Walk the fingertips, left fingertips out as you roll. It's going to give you a little bit more spaciousness in the shoulder. Legs can stay stacked with the knees bent, or perhaps you can bring the right foot onto the floor. And then go ahead and raise up that right hand. You can keep your wing open, or you can bend the arm, back of the hand on the sacrum. And remember, if there's any stress in the neck, you can have a block under the head, or a pillow, or fold a towel. One more full breath in. Full breath out. And then go ahead and release the hand up. Release the leg long. Roll back onto the belly. Take your hips a little side to side. Press yourself up through your tabletop. And then take a few hip circles. And then gently bring yourself back to center, tuck the toes, press yourself back to downward dog. Take any movement in downward dog, and then find a moment of stillness. We're gonna walk the feet towards the hands ever so gently, as if the mat is covered with honey or something sticky. You'll want to spider onto the fingertips as you come closer to the hands, and then find forward fold. Release the crown of the head. You can clasp onto opposite elbows and take a little rock side to side. Moving very gently. Knees stay soft. And then make your way back to center. Release the hands down, release the crown of the head down. Soften the knees, and we're going to roll up the back from the lower back. Arms, head come last. Middle back, upper back, all the way to standing. Let the hands float up overhead. Clasp onto the right wrist. Draw yourself over to the left. And then back to center. Clasp onto the opposite wrist. Take yourself over to the other side. Beautiful. Back to center. You can bring the hands in prayer. Walk the feet towards each other so they're nice and close. We'll take a little balancing pose here. Pressing all the weight into the right foot until the left foot just floats up. And then open up the left leg. And you can bring the foot to the belly of the calf, or you can reach down and bring it to the thigh. And we're going to, if you bring it to the thigh, really press the foot into the thigh and press the thigh into the foot. So you don't end up collapsed like this, but you're quite strong in the trunk. Imagine your roots growing down into the earth. Draw the shoulder blades away from the ears. And you can stay here, or you can bring some branches into your tree pose. You could bring some fluttering leaves in the wind into your tree pose. You can come up in any sort of tree you want to make today. Go ahead and find 3 more breaths here. And then you can bring the hands back into prayer. See if you can release that leg out. Bring it in front of you. And then we're just going to keep that foot lifted and extend out. So perhaps you're just here today. Perhaps you're way up here. Wherever you are, just stay with it. Bring the belly button towards the spine. 3 more breaths. Good. And then bend the knee. Place the foot on the mat. Shake it out. Bring the feet back together. This time we'll bring all the weight onto the left foot until the right foot just floats up. And then we can open up to the side. Perhaps this is your tree with the foot on the belly of the calf. Perhaps you want to reach down. Find your balancing here. Press that thigh into the foot as much as the foot's pressing into the thigh. Feel the roots and the foundation. And then when you're ready, if you'd like to grow branches, if you'd like to flutter wings, whatever tree pose you want to manifest today, feeling the steadiness and the support of earth. One more full breath in, full breath out. And then bring the hands back into prayer. Release the foot. And then go ahead and extend the foot out. One more full breath in. Keep lifting that leg. Full breath out, and then bend the knee back to the mat. Shake it out. So we worked on the moon salutation last week, and since yesterday, day before yesterday was the full moon, let's just go ahead and go through that one time. And if you have blocks or something to lean on, bring those with you so that you can make it nice and gentle for yourself today. So we'll start by taking the feet wide apart, toes pointed about 45 degrees out. Take a full breath in, get nice and long, And then we're gonna come into our squat here. So go ahead and just move down, bring the tailbone towards the earth. Elbows inside the legs. Now, you can lean back as much as you can to release the tailbone, relax the buttocks. If you want to have a block underneath you, do so. 2 more breaths here. Full breaths in, full breath out. Now, if you have your blocks, you can use those to steady yourself, or you can bring your fingertips onto the mat. We're going to extend the right leg long, finding a little skater pose. So if you have blocks here, just use those blocks to steady you. You can see I'm on the ball of the foot here. Full breath in, full breath out. And then we're going to turn towards the left knee. Go ahead and bring your foot so you're in a low lunge. And then inhale up. Go ahead and extend the leg long, the front leg long, and then coming into our Hanuman prep, heart towards the kneecap. And then bring the foot back onto the mat. Press into the ball of the foot so you're coming into now a high lunge. And then straighten the front leg, heart towards the kneecap, pyramid pose once again, so step the back foot forward. And then take that back foot back out. Knee is bent, we're gonna bring the heel towards the mat, windmill ourselves into warrior 2. Right fingers, and then straighten the front leg, coming in a triangle. So reach, and then tip your teapot. And again here, if you wanna use a block, just to steady yourself and give yourself a little bit more lift. One more full breath in, full breath out. Soften the front knee, come back through your warrior 2, and then straighten the leg, turn the toes so you're facing the long end of the mat, star pose, right fingers, and then come up onto the balls of the feet, bring the heels in. So once again, now you're at 45 degrees out with the feet, bending the elbows, finding goddess pose. And let's take a big, deep Kali breath together. So inhaling in through the nose, and on the exhale, letting the tongue come out. Inhaling. 2 more like that. Make the eyes super bright. Last one. And then press back up into your star pose. Nice bright fingers. And then draw everything to the center line. Nice tall crescent stretch. Taking it from the direction we just were. And then up and over to the direction we're going. And then back out. Step the feet apart. So you're here in star pose to start with the feet 45 degrees out. And then bend the knees. 3 Kali breaths. Make some noise. Last one. And then gently press yourself up into your star pose. Turn the heels out so the feet are parallel with the short ends of the mat. And then finding triangle once again. Turn the right toes towards the short end of the mat. Reach. And then find your triangle. So once again, don't forget about your blocks. Blocks are not just for beginners. They're going to help you go deeper into the pose here. One more full breath in, full breath out. And then we're going to come up, soften the knee, find our warrior. And then turning, taking high lunge, just a transition. And then bring the hands to the mat, step the back foot forward. Pyramid pose. And again, you might have your blocks here just to hold you steady to go deeper into the pose. One more full breath in, full breath out. And then weight onto the front foot. Bring the back foot back. Press into the both feet. Find your high lunge. And then on an exhale, we're going to bring that knee down to the mat. Untuck the toes, straighten the front leg. Taking our little half splits here, bringing the heart towards the kneecap. And then bending that front knee, tucking the back toes or not, low lunge. If you look towards your hands and towards the ceiling, you'll get a little bit more of a back bend. See if you can find that. One more breath. And then exhale the hands back to the mat. Start turning your right foot so that you can move your feet and find your skater's pose. Again, you can be here with the blocks. One more full breath in, full breath out. And then draw everything back into Malasana. Find your squat. Allow the tailbone to relax here. And again, if you want the block underneath you, this is a great place to use it. You might be a lot more relaxed and able to really release. So what happens in the lower back is all of our emotional nervous system for fight or flight, especially when we don't know what the future is, it goes into, it prepares to fight or flight. And then if we're just sitting, then it freezes. And so it can get quite intense there. Take another full breath in, full breath out. See if you can relax the tailbone and just release the buttocks. Beautiful. We're going to come back on to the mat. Extend the legs long. Move the flesh out from the buttocks. Keep the knees soft. If you're prone to overextend the knees, go ahead and place a towel or something under the knees. Then we're going to just take a nice forward fold here in staff pose. Hands up, and then draw the shoulder blades down away from the ears. We'll take 5 breaths to get there. So on each exhale, just moving forward just a little bit. Full breath in, exhale forward a little bit more. 2 more breaths to get down. Extending the crown towards the feet. Try not to round the back yet. Fingertips might come to the mat on the side of the legs. Maybe you can reach the feet. Take a full breath in. Bring the heart towards the kneecaps, shoulders away from the ears. And then if you want to, you can relax the head down. 3 breaths. And then go ahead, walk yourself all the way back up. We're going to pick up the right leg. So I have my forearms holding the leg up, palm side up. Just rock and roll that joint out a little bit. Perhaps it's available for you to bring both arms around and cradle your leg like a little babushka. And then we're going to place that right foot outside the left leg. Reach with the left arm. Squeeze the knee up and towards you. Get nice and tall here. And then right arm up to the ceiling, turning towards the right into a twist. Walk the right hand back behind you. So with each inhale, getting nice and tall. On the exhale, going a little deeper. One more, full breath in, full breath out. And then release yourself forward. See if you can just stack that right knee on top of the left. Coming into a shoelace pose. If the knee doesn't want to come down, just bring a block or something underneath it so it's supported. And then same thing, we're going to take a few breaths to start easing ourselves down towards that extended foot. So leading with the heart. Find your edge and then back off the edge. So you only want to go maybe 70% of your range. So if you find the edge where you just can't move, where it starts to be pain or tightness, back off from there. 3 more breaths here. Good, and then walk yourself back up. Pick up your little babushka. Extend the right leg long. And then same thing other side. So start with lifting the leg and just moving the femur in the joint. And then if it's available, perhaps you can cradle it. So we're just lubricating the joint here in the hips and just opening up that joint. So if you've been sitting a lot or lower back, this might be, it might feel really good. It might feel a little challenging. Just take another breath here. And then we're gonna gently place the left foot outside of the right leg. Reach with the right arm forward and then wrap that arm around the bent knee. Draw it towards you. And then you're really also using the foot into the mat to draw yourself deeper into the twist. So go ahead and twist towards the left. Belly button towards the spine. Exhale, get a little deeper. One more full breath in. Full breath out. And then inhale yourself forward. See if you can just pick up the foot and place the knee, stack the knees. And then gently start walking the heart towards that bent knee. Ever so gently. Two more breaths here. And then walk yourself back up. Pick up both legs, extend both feet. Grab the tops of the kneecaps and just use the arms to shake the legs and feet out. Then we're going to come onto the back. We're going to take just a little bit more in the core. So draw your knees towards the chest, rock a little side to side so you can feel your whole back on the mat. And then we're going to rock up into our boat prep pose. And this time we will take our arms out, extend the feet long, and then let's all try it. Exhale down, inhale up. Exhale down, inhale up. See, we got 2 more in you this morning. Exhale down, inhale up. Last one. Good. And then see if you can roll yourself all the way down, but keep the legs up. We're going to make a little Charlie's Angels gun. Only shoots rainbows. We're going to find a little Russian twist here. Extend both legs towards the ceiling. And then bend the left leg, reach around the left knee, and shoot a little rainbow. And then over to the other side. Right leg bent. So with your breath, Drawing a big arch with your hands up and over, and then bending one knee, drawing the hands around it, bending the other knee. See if you can find one more on each side. And then release, draw the knees towards the chest, rock a little side to side. We'll extend the whole body long, both feet down towards the end of the mat. And then wiggle yourself over to the left side of the mat. Begin walking both feet over to the right, so coming into a little banana here. Place the left ankle over the right ankle, and then clasp onto the left wrist, draw yourself over to the right, and then make sure that left hip is staying on the mat. So if you move yourself so much into that crescent that your hip comes off, come a little bit out of it. Draw the left side of the body long, and then release the palms, one just inside the other. And working with the breath here, noticing where there's still maybe a little tightness, and breathing that breath into that space, directing the breath towards that space. On the exhale, releasing the body to earth. Just a few more breaths like this. And then go ahead, walk yourself back to center, release the lock of the ankles. Take a nice full body stretch. And then wiggle worm your way onto the right side of the mat. Walk both feet out to the left, stack the right ankle over the left. And then draw your arms over to the left, clasp the right wrist, get nice and long, and then release the palms one inside the other. And here on this side again, just noticing where there's any tightness along the side body. Breathing into that tightness and releasing with the exhalation. See if you can find 3 more big breaths here. And then make your way back to center. Take a full body stretch and then start walking the feet away from each other so the legs are quite wide on the mat. Palms towards the ceiling. Tuck your shoulder blades in, bring them down away from the ears. I'm just taking a moment here for Shavasana. Keeping the mind alert while the body relaxes. Noticing what's going on inside the body. And then start giving the toes a little movement, flexing and extending through the toes, flexing and extending in the fingers. Walking the feet towards each other, bending the knees, drawing the arm bones up overhead. And then rolling onto one side or the other, using the arm as a pillow. Take a moment there in fetal pose. And then bring whichever arm you're not laying on in front of the face. Walk yourself back up. Find a comfortable seat for just a moment. We'll just take a few rounds of Nadi Shodan to close things off. So bring your palm in front of your face, facing you. And then middle and first finger just at the brow line. Take a full breath in. Close the right nostril and exhale to the left. Inhale in through the left. Close the left nostril, exhale right. Inhale right. Close the right nostril, exhale left. Inhale left, 2, 3, 4. Close both nostrils, exhale the other side, 2, 3, 4. Inhaling on that right side, close both nostrils, exhale on the left side. You're going to go ahead and take one more round on your own. Perhaps you can make it longer than a 4 count. And the next time you exhale on the left side, just release both hands down onto the thighs. You can have the eyes closed or just gently hazy gaze. Just to take a moment and notice how the body feels. And then bring the hands into prayer over the heart. Press the thumbs into the sternum. Bring the chin towards the chest. Just acknowledging your efforts. Acknowledging each other for coming together in this way every morning. And then inhale the head up. The divine light in me honors your shining, bright, divine light. Namaste.